guys, this is a quick little update on some of the foods that I provide to the cherry heads. I always alternate food. I don't always keep it the same. So sometimes, for example, I'll do the collard greens, sometimes I'll do the romaine, I'll throw some lettuce, sometimes I'll throw, strawberry, sometimes watermelon. It's never the same thing. I do carrots, a little bit of everything, right? I try to switch it up frequently because as in the wild, they always have different meals. They're not always gonna have the same exact thing. So I try to switch it up. Now, I had some issues when I was researching and trying to find stuff, so I thought I'd make this video to help you guys in case you are making an outdoor enclosure and your tortoise do live outside. You want to make sure you give them some calcium. Don't give them to them every day, but once a week or something like that, that should be fine. But you're going to provide them with this, for example, this Repti calcium from Zoomed. There's different options, but this is one of the options. This one is without D3. You want to make sure you do it without D3. I had a hard time finding that one. I actually had to order it online on Amazon because when I went to the pet shops, everything was with D3. Because obviously if they're indoor pets, which more than likely most of them are, they need that D3. But because mine live outside, you want to make sure you provide them without D3. And I'll show you now how that works. We just sprinkle a little bit on top and then I'll help them out. And I also got this Mazuri pellets. I got the small tortoise diet. They do have the regular, bigger size, but I got this one for now. Basically what I do is I soak them, make sure they get all moist and soft, and then I just mush it up and put it on top of their food to make sure they eat it. That's gonna help out with the fiber and all that stuff, right? So help them poop and those things. But it's one of the main ways I've only seen that they eat it is when I get it wet, I moist it up, I soak it in the water, and then I just dump it on top of it. So they just eat it all together, and they just love fruits. So I don't do it every day. I do it, maybe once or twice a week, if that. I dump some fruits on there, but they just go crazy for the fruits. But yeah, let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you their food and how I do it. All right, so here you have a mix of collard greens. You got some cucumber, you got some carrots. I usually do zucchini, but I got a cucumber. Now let's just switch it up. And they also, eat squash and stuff like that. But this is what I have right now. I just buy a lot of it, and then I just cut it up and chop it up, and then I put it into a bowl and just serve it out from here. I don't mix it with the fruits because, like I said, I don't give them the fruits every single day. I need the calcium or the Mazuri, so I just do that on an as-needed basis. But let me show you the soaking of the Mazuri pellets and the sprinkling of the calcium so you guys can have an idea. And I do obviously cut these up into smaller pieces to make it easier for them to eat because they have very small mouths. But let's go because it's almost time for them to come out. It's early in the morning, sun's about to come out, and when they usually come out to the rock to go eat. So this is basically what I do with the Mazuri pellets. I dump a bit in there. I just leave them sitting in the water so they can get soft and mushy, and then I'll leave them about a couple minutes, and then after they're soft and mushy, I'll dump up on top. Well, I'll grab a spoon, make sure I break it up, and then mush it up on top of all of this here. I'll grab a separate little plate just to make sure that I have everything done separately so I don't affect the food for the next feedings. I just do it in one of these disposable plates here and just dump it all on there. So I'll grab some here. I usually grab a good amount just to make sure they have enough. I usually leave their food sitting out for a day and a half. Let them come back to it. Tortoises will eat anything, but I try not to leave it out for too long because the sun does make it kind of nasty. But just to make sure they have enough food if they want to eat more. Some days they're hungrier than others. But yeah, so that's that. And then let's chop these up and put them on top. All right, so this is basically what I do. As you see, the Mazuri pellets have turned into like a mush. It's all like, messed up in there. And then I grab a strainer and I just strain the liquid out, and then the pellets will go into here. And then I put the pellets on here and spread it all around. So right now I already cut out the watermelon and the strawberries with the rest of the collard greens and the carrots that I had in there and the cucumber. So let me go ahead and put the Mazuri pellets on top of here, and then the last thing I'll do is put the calcium. All right, so I for right now, just split it on top so you guys can see, but this is the Mazuri pellets. As you can see, they're soft and mushy now. They break very easily, so what I'll do is I'll scatter it all around here just so it gets onto everything. And that way I ensure that they actually eat it, because most of the times they leave it and they won't go for the actual pellets itself. They have to get used to it with time, I'm assuming, obviously, but just make sure they get their fiber enough. And let's go and sprinkle the calcium on top now. All right, so I just sprayed some of the calcium on top right now. It's like a powder form, obviously. So I'm gonna just grab it and we'll move it around. I gotta do this two hands, so I'll do it and come back now. But yeah, just move it around, make sure it gets onto everything. And then just put put it on the rock. So I'll show you now. All right, so there you go. It's on there now. Calcium, Mazuri pellets, and all the rest of the food. So let's go put it on the rock now. So when they come out, they have their food ready.
So this is April here. I just actually took her out of her little sleeping spot there that she's usually at. I wanted to give you a little update and show you what she's looking like. Beautiful as always. As you can see, as I told you guys before, I know it's April. Number one, her size, and then number two is two little marks, colored marks she has there on the right corner. But she's looking great. Everything's going good with them so far. I haven't seen any issues. I mean, they look like they're doing very healthy. But I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little soak today. Never mind the congrats thing. That was my son's graduation. I had it there, but I'm gonna give him a soak. It's been like 3 days. And this is Donnie here. He's doing great. So Donnie, actually, when I get him now, he seems to be a little less timid or afraid. He's doing very good. April's the more timid one now, actually. But he's doing great as well. I'm going to clean up their shells. They have some little white spots on there. I think it might have been from the calcium. They're getting all mixed up on there, but I'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to go ahead and put them together in this bowl here and soak them together. And, yeah, that's them soaking. They're doing great right now. Actually, I don't know. It might just be me, but they seem to have grown from the first time since I've gotten them. It's been like, I think, 2 months or so, and they seem to be a little bit bigger now. They're doing beautiful, as you guys can see. Anytime you guys put them to soak, they will try to kind of escape and move around a lot, so just be prepared for that. And for any of you tree lovers out there, look at these hibiscus. I mean, they're doing awesome. This is inside their enclosure. Every couple days or so, a couple more bloom, and they're just beautiful when they do. I mean, take a look at that flower. There's 3 right now. There's another one coming out. This is the enclosure for the tortoise, and the chameleon has another one in there. They're all doing great. But yeah, just so you guys can get an update and see what the enclosure is looking like.